What's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot and thank you for joining us. Today we have a 2017 Ultra Limited. We're going to talk about pros and cons, all the specs and features of the bike, and we're going to get down to it, and I'm going to tell you my opinion on the Ultra Limited, show you everything I know about it. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we do that, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel here, hit the notification bell, and help us get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. Thank you for watching. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's start with the console area. Now, this being a 17, there are going to be some features on the new 2020 that this is missing that we will cover. But this has the older, all right, boom system. All right, and I can tell you from having a 19 Special that the load up time between this and my 19 Special is crazy. I mean, this thing takes probably a good 20-30 seconds longer, which in the big scheme of things is not a huge deal. But it pretty much has all the same features. It's touchscreen. On the outside, you have buttons. On the new Boom GTX system, it's all touchscreen. You don't have the external buttons for what that's worth there. So you have a home button, you have your navigation, all of that good stuff. And then you can press and hold this to shut the system completely down if you want. Bluetooth capability, all of that good stuff. Up front in the dash, you have one extra button here, which is really nice. That's going to be for your passing lamps in the front. You can turn those on or off. And then, of course, you have all of your gauges with a little white trim. Again, this is a 17 model year, so the new ones may be are going to look a little different than this, but essentially the same. Nice tall windscreen here in the front, easy to see through, and really the big difference there when I'm riding down the road on my 19 Special that has a chopped and smoked windshield. On that one, I feel all the wind in my face, and on a cold morning like it was this morning, this windshield right here was great. I could leave my visor open and I wasn't get any kind of wind on my face, which is really nice. Over here on the left side of the controls, you have heated grips straight from the factory. Very nice option. You have your horn, turn signal, push to talk. You have your home button on the display here as well, or on the joystick. So you can just hit that and scroll through options, skip songs, all that good stuff. External mirrors that are bar mounted here. All right, so on the Street Glide, you're going to have them on the inside of the fairing. Here, you're going to have them on the bar. Coming to the middle, of course, you got your one-touch system for your gas tank. He went with the Willie G cap there. And then you also have a port here, so you can actually hook in the wired headset, which this bike comes with, so you can talk back and forth to your passenger. You don't have to have the WIM module and wireless headsets for this bike, which is actually pretty cool. Up front, and this is something I believe they took away on pretty much all of the models now, and his does not really work, but it's designed to close off air in the front here. It's probably just sticking or something, but you can open and close that on the new ones. They got rid of that because most people just keep them open anyways. All right, he's got one of the Harley Davidson cell phone mounts. Quick review of these, not the best, and the owner, my friend, will attest to that. Kind of loose, and these things aren't cheap either, but just not the best setup. This ball tends to drop while he's riding, so he's constantly having to adjust that. So just a quick review there. On the right side, of course, you have your on-off, kill switch, turn signal, info button, and your back button here. All right, again, heated grips, straight from the factory. 6-gallon tank on the bike, and this one from the factory came with the 107-inch motor. Let's go over some of the specs and then I'll show you some more features. All right, let me tell you some of these specs here really quick. So the seat height while you're in it or laden is 27.5 inches. Unladen is 29.1 inches. The right and left lane angle is 32 inches. So you actually have more of a lane angle on this bike than you do like the Street Glide Specials that are actually lowered an inch in the rear. Fuel capacity, of course, 6 gallons, and the dry weight on this one is 908 pounds, so it's going to be about 50-60 pounds more with the Tour Pack. And in this year, they came in a variety of colors, this one, of course, being in vivid black. Now, one of the nice things is you can get them either chrome or you can get them all blacked out. the all blacked out versions being a little bit more, obviously. All right, so one of the nice things straight from the factory that this bike actually comes with are the LED day makers, and these things light up the road like nobody's business. I mean, it really is such a nice setup. The passing lamps with the 7-inch day maker in the middle there is fantastic. And then of course you have a reflector here in the front on the front fender. Dual piston calipers, 4 piston calipers actually, Brembo brakes, linked brake system, ABS standard on this bike. Coming around to this side over here, you'll notice down below you actually have 2 lowers right here, and these lowers house your radiators. So this one is actually liquid cooled and air cooled, which is a really nice feature, to be honest with you, because it will run cooler in stop and go traffic. And one nice little additional benefit is you have these holes right here, so when you have your feet up on the highway pegs, you get airflow out of here, which kind of warms your legs up as you're riding, so that's pretty nice. Again, this one is the standard 107, which was pushing out about 114 pounds of torque. Now they all come with the 114. And you can tell all the little things that this bike is based on: passenger, touring, comfort. Up front here you have the wind deflectors straight from the factory. You can open and close those. You also have your heat shields here. That's going to keep the residual heat coming up off of your legs, keep that away from you. And then back here for your passenger, floorboards. Nice floorboards for the passenger there. Comes with the saddlebag protectors. Again, another nice little feature. And it has the one-touch system open for the saddlebags. And these just come right off. You have 2 little screws on the inside. You untwist the hand knobs, they come off. You can adjust your suspension on this bike from the left side of the bike. All right, this one has a nice comfy seat on it, plenty of cushion. It sits up taller than the Street Glide, and the passenger setup on this bike is just amazing. You have little mini armrests here, you have speakers in the rear there, nice big wide comfortable seat there. Really nice for the passenger here. And then here's the plug-in for their wired mic if you guys want to talk back and forth to each other. Is they actually have an LED strip somewhere right in here to give you some extra visibility from the sides. And then around back, LEDs in the rear, single tail light down here, license plate lamp, all that good stuff. He has the Reinhardt 4.5 inches on this bike, and it sounds really good. All right, so you have your tour pack rack up top here, one-touch system for your rear trunk, or your tour pack, I should say, and you got a bunch of room on the inside of this thing, man. So 2 full helmets can fit in here, lined pouches. You can do all kinds of things. All right, so nice system there. Locks with one hand, which is nice. And then on these bikes, they actually don't come with the stretch saddlebags, and I don't even think that's an option. You just have the standard saddlebags. Coming around to this side, again, everything is pretty much the same. Saddlebags right there, open, one touch. And then he has the matching Reinhardt intake right there. Has a really nice look to it, contrast with the V-twin motor, the 107, which again was standard on this bike. 6-speed transmission. And then on this side you have your other radiator fan and lower protector there, and he added the highway pegs. All right, so we showed you the specs and features of the Ultra Limited. Let's talk about pros and cons. So pros are all of the things that this bike comes with, and for not a lot more money compared to a Street Glide Special or something like that. So you have your passing lamps, you have your tour pack, you have your saddlebag protectors. You have a lot of nice things on this bike that already come from the factory. Now, one thing you don't have is a detached kits for the tour pack. So if you want to get that, that's going to be an extra cost to be able to have lights or brake lights in the rear when this thing is off, because it's all integrated into the tour pack. So that's going to be an extra cost that you have to incur. For the new models, they do come with the RDRS system. So if you wanted to add that, that's like $1,000 option. Of course, in 17, they did not offer that. All right, so a lot of great features. You have the taller windscreen here, so that's going to give you better wind deflection. This bike, again, is set up for touring and comfort, ultimate comfort on a motorcycle. Now, there are some cons as well, and I'd like to point those out. The first one being, at least for me, being short, these floorboards right here. I don't have any room to back my legs up. In between that floorboard and these floorboards, I do not have a lot of room at all. They're very wide, which is nice for the passenger, not so nice for me. And then in the 17 year, you only had the chrome option, which for some people, they may or may not think that's a con, but personally I do. The new ones, you have the option, which is good. These mirrors actually are okay, but I actually prefer the look of them being mounted to the inside of the fairing. That's just a cosmetic thing for me, but I actually like that. And again, with the functionality of this windshield, I like it better than the specials. With the look of it, not so much, because at my height, 5'7", 5'8" on a good day, I'm looking right at the seam of the windshield. So I either have to sit kind of up or slunch a little bit down to be able to clear and see straight through the windshield. So I would have to adjust that for my height at least. And then on the other side, this Reinhardt intake, just it constantly on my leg. So I don't like what he went with there, but you know, I don't have to deal with it all the time. That's just one little thing I wanted to point out. I like the way it looks, not a fan of the way it feels up against your leg. Fortunately, he has the riding peg, so you can kick your legs out once you start moving. And then the other things are just really cosmetic. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have stretched saddlebags. I personally like the look of the saddlebag coming up and over the exhaust. I think it looks really clean. And then the little things that are on like the fender, you have your reflector with this chrome piece. Not a huge fan of that at all. And then you have another one on the back fender as well. But all in all, for everything this bike offers, I think it's actually a really great value. And considering now you have so many more options with your colors and black or chrome, it may be better than the Street Glide. And all in all, I'd give it a grade of, you know, for a touring, for what it is, I'd give it like a 9 to 9.5 out of 10. It does a lot of things really well. The new 114 motor, even this 107, is awesome. Very stable, not a lot of vibration or anything like that. It feels really good. So there are some cons to it, but I really dig it. Let me know if you have an Ultra Limited, why you chose that over a Street Glide. Maybe some of these reasons that we talked about are the reasons, or maybe you have different reasons. Let me know what you think about the Ultra Limited. Leave me a comment down below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold the rubber side down.